It's the kind of album people play one another in the early stages of a relationship to help express big feelings. That people will frame the front cover of and put on their wall. That someone might pull a lyric from for a tattoo. An album that people inherit from others emotionally. Even before I first heard her music, I accepted as fact that Joni was an important musician, part of popular music's canon in the same way as Prince, the Beatles, Diana Ross, Kate Bush. I don't know how this sense came about, but I instinctively knew that I would one day spend time with her music. Decide if Joni was going to be canon to me. I think back to 1992 and the first time I heard Blue. My best friend had recently begun to have periods, and one had just started. She was sleeping over on the pull-out bed that lived under my own. We called it the surfboard. My red and purple lava lamp was on, the rest of the lights were off. We listened to the album on cassette, borrowed from my older sister Rebecca. An emotional inheritance. The first song is All I Want. Into the dark cocoon of our sleepover, Joni sang, I am on a lonely road, and I am travelling, looking for something. What can it be? I remember having a strange feeling, an anxiety-adjacent excitement, a bodily sense that I too would experience something transformative and soon. I joined Joni on the road she was travelling. I knew I would not sleep until the cassette had clicked onto the B-side, and I had heard the last note of the last song. In my memory of that night, the lava lamp was like the pain my friend was experiencing, the hot red pulse of it, pain as a red energy, as hypnotic, pain that moves as an octopus might in the deep seas of womanhood and romantic grief, thresholds I had yet to cross. I was 14 and yearning to swim in both. That night, Blue ignited my desire and ambition for romantic love, my idea of how I would press my heart against the world. What appealed, I think, was the way it described the complexities of love. It was the first representation of love that seemed truthful, love as best and worst, joy and sorrow. I'd hurt someone, they would hurt me. Love meant staying and going, the bothness of it suddenly clear. And love did not need to mean convention, perhaps not marriage, perhaps not children. The music's harmonic cascades, in all their sprawling highs and lows, mapped the course I and romantic love would take. Blue seemed to give me a complete palette to paint myself into all life's possibilities. I took in the album's emotional range, and it became innate. I accepted Blue as part of the language I had to express myself. In early crushes and relationships, I'd test my feelings against Blue's sentiments, as though the album provided an ultimate scale of intensity that would reveal whether the love had substance. Was this a love so strong I couldn't numb it out of myself with wine? Did it have the endurance of the northern star? Could it keep away my blues? Would it anchor me where I stood or let me sail away? Looking back now, I think I tricked myself into believing almost all of my romantic attachments measured up against Blue's scale. I accepted love would bring me pain, so much so that joyful love became not an expectation, but an occasional gift. Love meant being prepared to bleed. I was ready to commit to it. But while I have certainly bled for romantic love, I've largely found myself living without it. The last time I had a boyfriend I was 22. I'm about to turn 44. In my early years of knowing Blue, I thought I was at the beginning of romantic love's presence in my life. All beginnings incorporate the potential for an end. I just had no idea how rapidly I'd get there. Sometimes I read my teenage diaries intent on finding a solution to my lovelessness, or clues at least, about why things have turned out this way. What ideas and behaviours took hold then?